In the heart of Central America, there's this little slice of a nation tucked between Mexico and Guatemala, all edged in this incredible turquoise water. Now, it's a place a lot of us think we know. But the real story? Oh, it's not what you see on the surface. It's hidden in plain sight. This is Belize. So, when I say Belize, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For most of us, it's probably this, right? You've got swing palm trees, those beautiful Caribbean beaches, and of course, the Great Blue Hole. It looks like this giant, perfect blue eye just staring right up at you from the ocean. It's basically paradise on a postcard. But what if that postcard is only telling you a tiny part of the story? You see, that famous blue hole, it's really just the front door. It's the gateway to something way, way bigger. It's the heart of the Belize Barrier Reef. And we're not just talking about any reef here. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's the second largest barrier reef system in the entire world. Just try to picture it. A living, breathing wall stretching for 300 kilometers. It's like a massive underwater city, just buzzing with life. More than 500 different kinds of fish, 100 species of coral. It's incredibly complex. But here's the thing that'll really blow your mind. Even today, a staggering 90% of this place has never been researched. Never. It's one of the last great unexplored frontiers on our own planet. And look, this isn't some new discovery. People have known this place for a long, long time. Way back in 1842, a young Charles Darwin was sailing right here, and he was just floored. He called it the most remarkable reef in the West Indies. It's like he knew, even back then, what we're just now starting to really understand, the unbelievable, uncharted scale of it all. But this is where the story takes a sharp turn. This is the great paradox of Belize. For all of the incredible beauty and mystery under the water, the things that really define this nation, well, they're not in the ocean at all. To find the real soul of Belize, you have to leave the coast behind and head inland into its green, beating heart. And just like that, the bright blues of the Caribbean just disappear. They're replaced by this deep, intense, vibrant green. This is the other Belize. It's a world of thick jungle, mountains shrouded in mist, a wild, untamed interior. And hiding inside all this wilderness is something really surprising, a huge national commitment. Get this, a full 37% of Belize's land is under official protection. That's one of the biggest conservation systems anywhere in the Americas. It's like this quiet, powerful promise the country has made to itself to keep its wild identity. So what are they protecting? Well, these lands guard the rugged Maya Mountains, including the country's highest point, Doyle's Delight. But even more than that, it's a true sanctuary. This is where you'll find the Coxcomb Basin Wildlife Sanctuary, which was the world's very first preserve set up just for the jaguar. It's a primeval world in here, and it feels like a million miles away from that calm blue coast. So how did all this happen? How do you end up with an English-speaking country, a part of the Commonwealth, smack in the middle of what used to be the Spanish Empire? It just doesn't seem to fit, right? Well, the answer is this incredible story. A story about ancient Maya kings, rogue pirates, and believe it or not, a single, very valuable tree. Okay, so for centuries, this whole area was the heart of the Maya civilization. We're talking maybe 1 million people living here. But then, in the 1600s, somebody new shows up on the coast. English pirates, or baymen as they were called. And they weren't after gold like the Spanish. They wanted something else, logwood, a tree that produced a super valuable dye. Of course, this led to big trouble with Spain, and it all came to a head in a major battle in 1798. The British settlers actually won. They held their ground. And that one battle basically sealed the deal. This land wasn't going to be a Spanish colony. It was on its way to becoming British Honduras. And this set up this really fascinating situation. If you looked at a Spanish map, this land was officially part of their empire. But that was just on paper. The reality on the ground, well, that was being written by these English adventurers and the enslaved Africans they brought with them. It was a whole society being built on timber and a lot of defiance. They were carving out a totally different future for this place, right in the heart of Central America. So what do you get when you have a history this unusual? You get something truly extraordinary. You get one of the most culturally diverse places for its size on the entire planet. And it's not really a melting pot where everyone blends together. It's more like a beautiful, intricate mosaic where each piece is distinct. The result is a country where there's no single dominant majority. The largest group are the mestizos, who have a mixed Spanish and Maya background. Then you have the Creoles, who are descendants of the European settlers and enslaved Africans. And woven all through that, you have the Maya, the original inhabitants, and this incredible culture called the Garfana. And what's amazing is that every single one of these groups has a powerful story of how they got here. The mestizo people, they came here fleeing a brutal war in Mexico. The Garifuna, they're a unique culture, a blend of West African and indigenous islander heritage, who were literally exiled to these shores for resisting colonial powers. You even have German-speaking Mennonites who came in the 1950s, just looking for a peaceful place to farm. It's just layer after layer of history, a story of people finding refuge. So all of this creates the central puzzle of Belize. On one hand, the culture feels totally Caribbean. You hear it in the Creole language, you feel it in the beat of punta music. But then you look at a map and it's 100% Central American, with its Maya temples and jungle borders. It's like an English-speaking Caribbean island that's somehow floating in the Spanish-speaking sea. Okay, so after all that, what is Belize today? How does a nation with such a complicated mix of history, geography, and all these different cultures, how does it even define itself now in the 21st century? Well, even its politics are a direct echo of that unique past. It's surrounded on all sides by republics, but Belize itself is still a parliamentary constitutional monarchy. The whole government is based on the British system. It's a living piece of its own history, and it makes it completely different from every country around it. But, to really get to the heart of Belize, you don't look at politics or maps. You have to look at its national motto. It's just 3 little words. Deus quod quam in Latin. Sub umbra florio. It means under the shade, I flourish. Now, on the surface, that's a nod to the mahogany tree, which is what built the colony's first economy. But the real meaning? Oh, it's so much deeper than that. It's a perfect metaphor for the country itself. It's this diverse, complex society that hasn't grown up in the harsh, bright spotlight of the world stage. It's thrived in its own quiet, protected space. It flourishes, together, under the shade. So yeah, Belize is so much more than a pretty postcard. It's a nation born from Maya kings and Caribbean pirates. It's a sanctuary for both jaguars and for human cultures. It's a place that has always managed to flourish, kind of hidden in plain sight. And it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? In a world we think we have all figured out and mapped, what other hidden stories, what other unseen nations are still out there, just waiting to be discovered?